Right now it is 5:39. Now we just need the real football weather to be here. We could just be outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, so the hope is next week we start to get a taste of it, maybe highs in the low 80s as opposed to the mid 80s, which would be the coolest we've been in quite a while, but that's still a week plus out, so there's that caveat there. So that is the hope. We're going to cross everything, fingers, toes, everything. Here we go with a live look over downtown. Temperatures are in the 60s this morning. Also looking at a quiet radar picture. Also, it looks like we have some low clouds this morning over the Ocmulgee River. So if you look there just off in the distance, just beyond the buildings, that's where the river is, and that's where you're seeing the low clouds here at the moment. Now, the radar is quiet for us here in central Georgia this morning. 67 in Macon, 69 in Warner Robins, 66 in Monticello, 70 in Milledgeville and in Gordon this morning, waking up to 72 in Vidalia and 63 down in Eastman. Across the southeast, really not a ton going on, with the exception being the Boot Heel of Missouri and into northern Arkansas. That is actually our next weather system beginning to get its act together and sliding down towards central Georgia, bringing us a rain chance by the time we get to tomorrow. So let's check it out on Future View by the noon hour. Some more clouds, more sun though than we saw yesterday, so it's not going to be completely cloudy outside. That's going to allow our temperatures to get into the mid 90s through the afternoon hours, but again, dry across central Georgia, starting off tomorrow morning in the mid 60s before we get back into the 90s tomorrow afternoon, and with that comes a rain chance ahead of this front. So by 6-7 o'clock, looking at scattered showers, maybe even a storm or two mixed in. By 11 o'clock, here comes the front itself, but this front is going to stall down to the south and east, so a rain chance is going to stick around through Friday morning for places like Eastman, McRae, Vidalia, Dublin, Dexter, Wrightsville, over towards Soperton, and really that's going to stick around on the east side of Interstate 75 by the time we get into the afternoon hours for Friday. So watching for some scattered showers potentially for the high school football games Friday night. Now, we do have the 5 a.m. advisory on Tropical Storm Lee. This has strengthened rather quickly. We've gone from tropical depression status at 11 a.m. yesterday now to a tropical storm, and the plan is for it to continue this rapid intensification to Category 4 hurricane status by Friday afternoon. It is going to pass by the Caribbean to the north and still maintain winds of 150 miles an hour by early Monday morning. Of course, that's pointed towards the United States, so the billion-dollar question is, where does it go from there? Well, I have a high degree of confidence it's not coming to the southeast. I do think it's going to turn somewhere near Bermuda. It's just a question of where exactly it turns. It's kind of a tug of war between this trough here in the northeast and the high pressure that's back out over the Atlantic. So we're going to be watching the details on this. We'll know a lot more through the weekend where exactly that's going to happen. But one thing that is for certain is that we are going to see large surf along the eastern seaboard of the United States into next week. That goes from the Florida beaches all the way up through the Carolinas, Virginia, and on into the Northeast. So a lot to watch here in the Weather Center. Slightly cooler back here in central Georgia in the days to come. We'll be down to 88 by the time we get to Sunday. Out the door today, our average high is 90. I think we make it to about 94 before all is said and done here through the afternoon hours. Rain chances pick up tomorrow at 30%, 20% for Friday, and then there come the lower temperatures for the weekend. 90 for Saturday, 88 on Sunday, but check out those morning lows down into the mid 60s. We'll be back in the 90s for Monday and Tuesday, but again, I think we have another cold front on the way in the middle part of the next week.